Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen again. This is Michele. Today I want to show you how do I make pizza at home using Caputo Chef 1 kilo and active dry yeast. First ingredient, we're going to measure 800 grams of Caputo flour. Second ingredients, 360 grams cold tap water, and we have 3 grams of Caputo dry yeast. We're going to mix all together. We're taking a large bowl. First step would be to add flour in. If you don't have a large bowl, you can of course do it with mixer. I have been doing dough making by hand, so I keep doing like this. Those are 800 grams. Dry yeast is inside. I mix a little bit and I add the old 360 grams of water inside, and I am going to mix all this together. It will take approximately a few minutes. Once everything is incorporated, we don't have to mix this dough very well, so we'll be mixing this for a few minutes. This is a very easy step. This is called preferment. The exact name is Biga, and that will help us with achieve a lot of flavor and achieve great air bubbles with a short time. After all the mix is done, we're going to let this rest for approximately 18 hours at 65 Fahrenheit. And after that, we combine the rest of the flour and the rest of the ingredient, which will be more water, salt, a little bit of sugar, and maybe a tiny bit of yeast, just to make the process done in the same day. So remember, this step, it will have to be made the day before. Okay, once we reach this consistency, dough doesn't need to be all together. We're going to add this back in a bowl. Going to break this down a little bit. This is a pre-ferment, so this is a little bit more of a professional step, but very easy to make at home. Like you see, I made it by hand in approximately 3 minutes, 5 minutes most. And right now I be uncrumble the big pieces in small pieces, and I will cover and let it rest for 18 to maximum 20 hours. Even if it's 15 hours, it will still be usable. Take a little plastic wrap, cover, and I will do a few holes just to let the dough breathe, so it will not create too much gas. And this will go in resting for 18 hours approximately at room temperature with 60 to 65 Fahrenheit. And that is result after approximately 18 hours. The dough has been, the pre-ferment has been rise. I can smell the aroma. And now we're going to measure the rest of the ingredients to combine to our pre-ferment. That means 800 grams we had here. We're going to add other 200 grams of flour to reach our total of 1 kilo. We add 340 grams of cold tap water to reach final hydration of 70%. And we have a tiny bit of dry yeast, approximately 1 grams. That will help the process to get going faster. 25 grams of sea salt, and here I have 10 grams of sugar to help with the color, since we're baking most at 550. First step will be to take a large bowl or your mixer, and we're going to put in our pre-ferment. Once our pre-ferment is in a mixer or in a bowl, we're going to break this down in a small part, so we'll help the dough with absorption. Once this is done, we add the rest of the flour, 200 grams. We add the yeast, the dry yeast, and we add the sugar, approximately almost 10 grams. Now we add the water. We add almost all the water. If you have a mixer, add all the water. If you do by hand, leave a little bit, start mixing. We're adding salt once the dough is formed. Okay, at this point, when the dough is getting hard, I can add the rest of the water. Okay, at this point, once the dough is separate from the side of the bowl, I can transfer on the bench and do a little bit of work on the bench. I dust it with a little flour, so the dough will not stick them much. And take the dough out and gently we work in the surface. As you need, you can dust it with a little flour, so it will make the job a little bit easy. If you have a mixer, you can do the last 5 minutes on a faster speed, so we'll incorporate the dough much faster. I can see it now that the dough became much more smooth on the top. And that's a very good sign. That means the gluten network is getting developed. I'm gonna leave the dough for bench resting approximately 5 to 10 minutes, and I will come back and do another fold. I don't think this process is necessary once you have a mixer, but even if you do a mixer, they will help the gluten to be a little more tight. Can affect also on the proofing time, and that's all positive. So okay, once the dough rested, as you can see, now is the time to give a few fold, and I can feel the dough is get a lot more tight together, and it feels great. You can do another time. They will incorporate a lot more air, makes the dough a lot more bubbly, but I think for this time I let it rest another time, 5 minutes. Then we'll get back, give another strain, another fold, and after that we shape it, make the dough ball, let it rest. Once they're ready to go, we stretch it and we cook it. Dough has been rested for 5 minutes. I give another quick round, and I'm going to cut this to make a dough ball out of it. If you don't have one of these, I'm sure if you put in a large pan with the lid on, it will be fine. For easy, I dust with some flour the bottom of the pan or the tray to easily remove the dough. I'm going to make personal pizza, so the weight of the pizza will be approximately 300 grams. I don't need to be precise. And one of the dough ball I'm using for make a large focaccia. If you have one of those, or square will be the same. Doing 500 grams approximately. Okay, now it's time to roll the dough. I'm going to roll the dough. There are a few methods. One is doing on your hand. Just push the dough inside of the dough and have the back sealed, pinch it like this, and the top perfectly smooth. Once I round it, I am putting my dough ball inside the dough trays. Going to cover that, let it proof at room temperature for approximately 4 to 5 hours. We're also gonna check and see when the dough are double in size or actually more than double, and we are going able to bake. With this round pizza, I'm going to add a little oil in the pan. Roll my double and place it right in the middle. Same thing, we cover and wait, then this will be as well doubling in the size. Once it get double, I can stretch and bake it. Approximately 3.5 hours later, our dough has been rise, double in the size, and we're ready to bake. Right now I just turned the oven on. I put my pan inside the oven so it get hot. If you have a pizza stone, you put a pizza stone. I set the temperature at 550. In the meantime, the oven get a temperature. I'm gonna open the can of chow tomato. I use the DOP. I love the flavor. So I'm gonna open, crash, and add a little bit of salt. Here I have the tomato. Gently just gonna squeeze. I like to have a tomato that has a few chunks. I don't gonna put this in a food mill or in any blender with the blades, because it's going to break the seeds and make the tomato very sour and acid. I like to keep tomato in chunks. Leave some chunk, and I'm going to measure a little salt. Salt, of course, is on your preference. I'm going to add about almost 10 grams for this size can. I don't like to add on any other spices as oregano or black pepper. If you wanna add some of those, you can add right on top of the pizza. Otherwise, I feel that tomato change the profile. You get a little bit more acidity. Okay, I set up everything as a pizzeria. I have a fresh basil here. I got fresh mozzarella, and we have here our tomato. I'm going to make some space to dust the semolina rimacinata. As I will do, since I don't have a pizza stone, I will stretch the pizza, take the hot pan out from the oven, and place the pizza on it. So right now I have my pizza here, and I'm going gently to stretch the pizza, and I will leave the crust. I don't touch the edges of the crust. It seems, and the crust is very thick, but that's all air. When I'm home, I like to have the pizza a little bit thicker, so I don't mind to use a little bit more dough for less inches. I think I have my right size. Here is very hot pan. I will not add cheese now because it will break down too much. So for the moment I will only put the tomato and a little bit of olive oil right on the crust. Okay, 10 minutes on baking, that's the result. Now we can finally add the mozzarella. And we're going back in the oven till all the mozzarella is melted and the crust gets some color. So what I will do is I put the pizza back in the oven, but the oven will be setting on broil. So this for another 5 minutes till I get the mozzarella melted and the nice color on the crust. Okay, here we have our final product. Pizza looks amazing. I'm very happy with the result. I add some fresh basil, a little bit of olive oil, and here we have our homemade pizza. Crispy with some nice crust and mozzarella melted perfectly with approximately 5 minutes on the high rack on the oven broil, and now just going to enjoy. Okay, moment of truth. You can see crust, it's perfect. It's very light, puffy. And now we're going to cut. I use a scissor to see how well the structure of the pizza was. And here we have beautiful crust. Airy, light, perfect also on the bottom. Amazing. Now it's time to eat. Here we go, guys. That was my pizza recipe on how to make pizza home. I hope you can duplicate the same pizza and enjoying as I'm going to do it right now. I love that at home I'm able to make pizza, and the result is fantastic. See how light is the pizza. I get beautiful color on the top of the crust, also on the bottom. It's just an amazing result to be at home. I hope you guys can achieve a same result as mine, and don't hesitate to contact me in case you have any question. Our dough left for focaccia. This is the same dough for pizza, so see how bubbled and nice the proof. Now the simple thing that we're going to do is add oil on top, have a little bit of our fingers wet from water, hands, and just go inside and create a lot of air pockets like this. I have been roasted some cherry tomato with salt, peppers and oregano, and now they're just gonna put inside of the focaccia. I don't have a rosemary, but it will be a great fit for this focaccia. Add a little more oil, and we're going in the oven for approximately, I will guess, 10 minutes on 450 Fahrenheit. And here we have our focaccia with the same dough of the pizza. As you can see, we had an amazing color. It's so fluffy, so you can see how versatile is the pizza dough. Guys, here also is our result of the focaccia. Very happy. Same dough as the pizza. It's been cooking for actually 15 minutes because I prefer to have a little bit more charred color on top, but fantastic. You can eat like this, or you can open and fill it with more stuff. There is multiple ways to eat, but now we have the recipe and you can do it at home. Enjoy. Ciao. Can't stay away from pizza.